Welcome back to the Wellness Cues. You ever get that weird feeling someone isn't being real with you? Like something's off, but you can't quite explain it? Fake people are everywhere. They smile to your face, nod in agreement, and act like your biggest supporter, but behind the scenes, it's a completely different story. In this video, we're exposing the truth. These are 8 powerful traits that reveal who's fake, who's real, and who's just playing a role to benefit themselves. Once you learn to spot these signs, you'll never look at certain people the same way again. Let's get started. Number 1, they constantly switch personalities depending on who they're with. Fake people are masters at shape-shifting. One minute they're sweet and agreeable, the next they're gossiping about the same person they just praised. When they're around you, they might act supportive, but once they're with someone else, they completely change their tone. This trait is easy to miss if you only see them in one social setting, but once you catch on, it's hard to unsee. They mimic the behavior, speech, and opinions of whoever they're around to gain approval and blend in. Authentic people remain consistent across environments, even if they adjust slightly for context. Fake people, on the other hand, abandon their identity entirely just to fit in. This kind of behavior is rooted in insecurity and manipulation. They need to feel liked or accepted at any cost, even if it means betraying their true self or talking behind others' backs. If you ever notice someone constantly changing their views, tone, or behavior just to match the room, it's a major red flag that you're dealing with someone who's not real. Number 2, they overpromise but rarely follow through. Fake people love to make grand promises to gain your trust, affection, or attention. But when the time comes to act, they vanish. They'll say things like, "Let's catch up soon. I'll help you with that," or "I've got your back." But when you actually need them, they suddenly go silent or have excuses lined up. Their words are just tools of manipulation, designed to make you feel like they care when, really, their actions never back it up. Over time, you'll start noticing the pattern. They talk a big game, but never deliver. Whether it's emotional support, helping with a task, or even being there during hard times, they're only consistent in their inconsistency. This behavior isn't just inconsiderate, it's harmful, especially when you're counting on them. Real people value their word. Even if they can't always say yes, they're honest about what they can give. Fake people are only invested in what benefits them in the moment. If their promises seem too good to be true and are rarely kept, believe their pattern, not their words. Number 3, they crave attention and validation constantly. Everything they do is aimed at getting noticed or being praised. They may post on social media nonstop, name drop, or even exaggerate their experiences just to seem more impressive. When someone else in the room is getting attention, they quickly redirect the spotlight back onto themselves. You'll notice them interrupting, bragging, or even subtly insulting others to make themselves look better. They're not driven by connection, they're driven by ego. Fake people thrive off applause, not authenticity. They want to be seen as popular, successful, and admirable, even if none of it is real. And the moment they don't feel validated, they start to spiral. They may get passive-aggressive, withdraw, or start gossiping. Real confidence is quiet. Fake confidence is loud and needy. Pay attention to how people act when they're not the center of attention. It reveals more than how they act when they are. Number 4, they constantly gossip and throw others under the bus. If someone is always bringing other people down behind their backs, it's only a matter of time before they do the same to you. Fake people love to gossip because it gives them a false sense of superiority. They may pretend it's harmless or just venting, but their words often carry judgment, envy, or cruelty. You'll notice that they never have anything positive to say unless it benefits them somehow. They also love drama. If there isn't any around, they'll create it. They'll stir the pot, twist stories, or play the victim to make themselves look innocent, while ruining someone else's reputation. These people pretend to be friends with everyone, but loyalty means nothing to them. Real people build others up and respect boundaries. Fake people tear others down to make themselves feel better. If they bring you gossip, they'll bring your business to others. Be careful who you confide in, because not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Number 5. They avoid accountability and never admit when they're wrong. One of the clearest signs of a fake person is their inability to take responsibility. If something goes wrong, they always have someone else to blame. They deflect, deny, or change the subject entirely. If you confront them, they might act confused, play dumb, or even twist your words to make you feel guilty. They'll say things like, "I didn't mean it that way," or "You're too sensitive," instead of owning their behavior. This manipulative tactic, often called gaslighting, is designed to make you question your own perception and keep the fake person in control. What makes this trait especially toxic is that it erodes trust. You start feeling like every conversation is a mental battle. Authentic people make mistakes too, but they admit them, apologize, and grow. Fake people are so consumed with preserving their false image that they'll sacrifice honesty and relationships to protect it. If someone can never own up to anything, even small slip-ups, you're not dealing with someone who's real, you're dealing with someone who's wearing a mask. Number 6. They only reach out when they need something. At first, it might seem like they're interested in your life or want to reconnect, but pay attention. If every conversation eventually leads to a favor, a complaint, or them needing something from you, you're not in a friendship, you're in a one-sided transaction. Fake people are opportunists. They only show up when it's convenient for them, or when they need emotional, financial, or social support. They might flatter you, act warm, or pretend to be interested, but it always circles back to their needs. These relationships leave you feeling drained, used, and underappreciated. Real friends check on you just to see how you're doing. They show up during the highs and the lows. Fake friends treat you like a vending machine, only valuable when you're giving them something. Set boundaries with people who only call when they need a favor and disappear when you need support. Number 7. They pretend to agree with you but talk behind your back. Fake people will nod along in conversation, laugh at your jokes, and act like they support your goals only to mock or criticize you later. They wear the mask of agreement to keep the peace or avoid conflict, but they're not being honest. Their true thoughts come out when you're not around. You might hear from others that they questioned your decisions, mocked your dreams, or shared private conversations. This behavior is cowardly and deeply deceptive. It shows they care more about being liked than being honest. Real people can disagree with you to your face and still respect you. Fake people act agreeable in person, but use your trust against you. Watch how people respond when you share good news. Do they truly celebrate you? Or does something feel off? Their silence, their forced smile, or their delayed response often says more than words ever could. Number 8. They lack empathy and don't support you during hard times. Fake people disappear when things get tough. They may ghost you during difficult moments or offer shallow, generic responses when you're hurting. They might say things like, "Everything happens for a reason," or "That sucks," then quickly change the subject. They're uncomfortable with real emotion because it requires vulnerability and effort. You'll also notice they rarely check in on you when you're struggling, but expect you to drop everything when they need help. This lack of empathy isn't just selfish, it's dangerous. Empathy is the foundation of any healthy relationship. If someone constantly avoids your pain, invalidates your feelings, or makes your struggles about themselves, they're not real. Fake people are only around for the highlight reel. They're nowhere to be found during your dark moments. True friends offer presence, not just platitudes. If someone can't sit with you in discomfort, they don't deserve a seat at your table when things are going well. Fake people can fool you until you know what to look for. Stay aware, trust actions over words, and keep real ones close. Thanks for watching The Wellness Cues. Like, subscribe, and stay real.